Hello guys, how are ya? This is Paco3D.art, and today we're gonna do a little bit more with UVs. I have released two recent videos, so if you've never ever done UVs before, I recommend that you watch those. There's one that goes in depth for 52 minutes, and another one that goes a little bit faster, way faster, for 4 minutes. So it's up to you which one you want to choose. However, for today, I recommend that you go here in the tab which says polymodeling. You've got your content browser in here. And in here, if you go inside of your modeling tabs, we're going to use one of these models in order to do some UVs. And we're going to start with something really basic, right? Because you've got here, for example, some weapons. So just go here to sculpting base meshes. All right, and then go inside of props. That's to, I think a weapon is going to be a lot easier. You can do the katana or the dagger, but if you want to follow me along, let's do the dagger first and double click. And let's see if that's actually loaded. There you go. So we've got the dagger there, quite small. So I'm gonna zoom that in for a little bit. Now for this, and I'm gonna remember to change this to this one here. There we go. So for this one here, the way that you need to see this is like a cylinder, a cube, and then another cube. It's like a flat cube kind of thing. So if I go here inside of panel, save layouts, there you go. So you can see this. There's already some UVs in here, but we're here to learn, right? So we're just gonna delete these guys. I'm gonna start from scratch. So the way that I like to do this is I like to let's start here with this guy's there. So I'm just gonna select these four faces, go from here, double click here. That's not what I want. So let's leave it like that and increase that selection. I'm gonna do the UVs the proper way, not the fast way. So I'm just gonna go mapping with holding right click and shift, planet map Y. So we got the first set there. Then after that, I'm gonna double click this guy's there, and I'm gonna increase the selection going up by using shift and the right arrow. So now it's gonna select all of those. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna go now create. Wow, that music is a little bit royalty-free music is cheap, guys. So that's what happens. And I decided the 80s today for some reason. So let's go cylindrical. And that music is way too distracting. There you go, that's a bit better. So with this guy here, I'm just gonna pull that around. And you want UVs to be as squarish as possible. So I think that's going to be square enough. But it's not, it's still a very little bit too elongated. So what I'm gonna do now, so I'm gonna go in here, go unfold in this direction. And now you can see now that the UV is a little bit more square, so that's a little bit better. So I'm gonna move that there on the side. Anything that's done, I'm gonna move it here. And after that, I will do a little bit more of organizing. Now, with this fella here, this is a cube, right? Super easy. I'm gonna increase, man, I had this problem earlier. Alright, increase that selection there. I'm gonna add this guy here, this guy there. And I'm gonna do the same here and here. Now for this guy here, very easily we can do create and just do automatic. Now automatic is a really nasty way to get UVs done really badly, very quick. It has its uses though. So for architecture, automatic is gonna get some really nice, clean, straight UVs. In this case, it's just a box that is also placed very linearly as well. So if I go automatic, it's gonna get the job done really, really easily, right? Now the problem with this is you might want to have the UVs in here. Like, how do I explain this? It is a good idea to have them in separate islands because you've got this really weird shape going on here, you see? But there's other ways that we can do that. So if I go in here as well and I cut those, and I go cut, and now I go from here to go, okay, connect this way, connect that way. You might be able to go move and connect there. Select this guy's here. Go. Okay, cool. Move and connect. And now you're not gonna have that weird deformation. However, you're gonna have a weird seam here in the middle. So sometimes it's like, okay, is it better to have deformation, or is it better to have a seam? So now I can connect those there, and everything's going to be very nicely non-deformed, but then this area here is going to be a little bit weird with the deformation. So this is where you can go, well, let's do a unfold and see what happens. So just go unfold like that, Control U. And you know what? It's not too bad. So I might leave that there, and I can go select this frame, move and connect. Now you're gonna need, for this area here, oh, let's connect that too. You're gonna need for that area there to be cut, because otherwise the deformation with the cubes is gonna look weird. So that's very normal. And now you can go Control U there for that. This part here and this, I would leave it separate. I think it's worth having that UV island separate. So now I'm just gonna move that there, put it there. So now we've got that part of the dagger done. We got 6 minutes, so I think that's not too bad for the amount of time. Now for this part here, I'm gonna do the UVs in 2 parts. So I'm just gonna select all of this and then deselect it with Control like that. So we only got that part there. You could do UVs with this direction here with the blue axis, which is set. So if I go Shift right click, mapping, planar map with the set direction, it's gonna do all of that. But then I would do a cut from here to here, and then also this guy, and also from here to there. So now I'm gonna go here and do cut. So you will need that area there cut, and yeah, I've got all of that around cut. The UVs of this looks really bad, so I'm just gonna do some quick transforms to get that as square as possible. Then I'm gonna do unfold and see if that unfolds nicely. Okay, cool, sure. And that's it. We've done the UVs of the dagger. Now the next part is how to make sure that we fit all of these pieces as nice as possible inside of this square, and make sure that it's got the right density. So the biggest piece out of all of these is this dagger here, right? So ideally is to first organize this and put this as small as possible. So I'm using WER to change between these. So I am now gonna scale this way. And if you want to make this straight, you can just select one edge there. Shift right click to straighten the shell. Scale this a little bit. Move that there. Now, if I want to make the squares as big as this with everything else, what I can do next, if you have got the UV toolkit here, if you don't have it, you can go to Tools, Height, and Height. I think I explained this in the other video a fair bit. And next, this is where you want to go to Transform and get the textile density. All right, so I think it's already got. Yeah, cool. So we can put a number that's like, okay, just to make it all the same, 128. Cool. So let's set that. So now that's 128. So that means it's going to be 128 pixels per centimeter. So this dagger is really, really detailed right now. It's like insanely detailed. So now we can grab the rest of all the pieces. Just go select them all and press set as well. And now everything, if you can see the squares, they're all going to have the same resolution across the whole asset. And the next part is to be nice and organized. Go, all right, I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna go to the singular edge, straighten that, put that there. Cool. Then I grab this guy here. I'm gonna fit it as well as possible. It's very important that around the edges, around the borders here, if I move this with my middle mouse and that goes over here, over there, that's really bad. But if it is exactly the edge when you do the texturing, it's also not good. It's important that you give a few pixels of space between the units, between the things. So I'm gonna go, all right, just make sure that you give a space here. That's not going through, that looks okay. I'm gonna go the same with this guy here, move it here as close as possible. Make sure that that's not touching anything else. So this is how you do good UVs to make sure that you've got things nice and packed. Usually there should be like 8 pixels, and this is because of mid mapping. I might explain that in a video one day. Grab this, and yeah, you don't need to do it like this. You can just use a middle mouse to get that as close as possible. That's all right. And yeah, we got a fair bit of space, so let's grab this guy here. I might rotate this around with holding down J for Joker, and then move that around there like this. Maybe like that. And then you got this guy can go like maybe yay. And now we got a fair bit of space, but whatever. And that's how you make nice UVs. So now, say that you want to bring this into Substance Painter or a texturing software. You can very easily just select this, save it obviously, then you can apply a material, call this material. Now this is going now more, how would I call this? This is not UVs anymore. I'm just gonna delete the history. Go in here, call this M_Dagger. Alright, or just go a new material with this. Ah, I discovered the shortcut that there is Shift Team for new material. I'm so happy that I discovered that. Seriously, like that's so cool. And now you can just go, yeah, new material, call this Dagger mat_Dagger, something like that, and export it and texture it. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. I will stop at this video. So I might call this video UVs Dagger or something like that. And yeah, we'll do something a little bit more complex in the next video. So I think if once you do like 3 or 4 models with the UVs, then you're gonna be doing this with second nature without even thinking about them. But it's all practice. So if you practice doing like 4 or 5 objects, you don't need to wait for me to do the next one. You can pick a random object from that library, and that's it. Super easy. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. And yeah, guys, if you can help me out, if you are watching these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, it really helps me to crank up that number. Because it is a fair bit of work, you know, like I've been teaching for a number of years. So this is actually my profession. I am a teacher at a university that teaches computer graphics and all this kind of stuff. And that click to subscribe or that like really helps me out. All right. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Bye-bye.